Your 20s are supposed to be your time to figure things out, the best years of your life, filled with opportunity, growth, learning. But if you're not careful, you can easily ruin these years. So, what's the fastest way to destroy your 20s? Let me break it down for you. One of the biggest ways people mess up in their 20s is by not taking responsibility for their actions. In life, it's easier to blame others, your parents, your friends, your circumstances. But the truth is nobody's going to hand you success. You're the one who has to make it happen. And when you refuse to own your own mistakes and learn from them, you're just not growing. And without growth, you're stuck. Your 20s are the substantial growth, and to learn, the first step you have to take is just taking responsibility for your actions. And as young men, it's important to be able to own up to the wrongdoings you've done and just your faults, the things that you're bad at, because you will gain respect from others. And overall, your character will build up, and having a good character gets you so far in life. You'll get so far ahead just owning up and taking responsibility, even when it's not necessarily your actions. Like a business owner, they might they may not screw up directly on a task, but they still take the ownership, the responsibility of all the repercussions from an employee's screw up. That's how you get places in life, is taking responsibility for what isn't directly yours. So remember, as a young man, you need to just take responsibility. Another way to ruin your 20s is trying to keep up with everyone else. You see your friends buying new cars, going on vacations, and living their best lives on social media, but you're not them. You don't know their struggles or sacrifices they made to get where they are. So focus on your own path. Don't waste time comparing yourself to others, or you'll miss out on creating your own journey. And I know that I was constantly worried about what others had and constantly worried about my situation. The reason being is because I chose to take extra schooling that set me back apart from my peers. And it sucked, but it's what I needed to do to get to where I want to be in life. And I do not regret the decision now that I actually took it. I know I will be better off than what I would have been if I had not chose to go. So just make sure that you're going at your own pace and not comparing yourself to others. Another mistake is trying to avoid failure. And let me be clear, failure, you have to fail to grow. It is essential to growth. If you're constantly afraid of making mistakes, you'll never take the risks you need to improve. And without failure, you won't learn anything. But if you're willing to fail and learn from it, that's how you build something great. Not everyone will succeed on their first try. You need to fail in your life in order to learn. And it's all right to fail, especially at a young age. That's the point of it. No one gets through life making 100% of the shots. For example, Larry Bird, Indiana native, went to ISU in my hometown. Before, he just practiced and practiced. And eventually, he started making every shot. But he failed so many times along the way. I know this is, sports are quite a bit different than life, but you can have the same logic, the same concepts. They transfer over. So just make sure that you fail and just try. It's okay if you fail and you're trying. So just take risks and don't avoid failure. You might be thinking you're invincible in your 20s, but ignoring your health is one of the quickest ways to ruin them. Not taking care of your body means you'll face consequences later. And trust me, it gets harder the older you get. So it's best to build these habits now. Eating right, getting enough sleep, going to the gym. And yes, this means trying to avoid those mini drunk weekends, going to bars, doing drugs, all of that stuff in your 20s. Because that's difficult to avoid. And I think it is important to experience those things because, experiencing life, but we need to make sure that we're not forming bad habits with them and make sure you're just doing it in moderation. But don't let it affect your health. Don't let it ruin your 20s because drugs and alcohol are the quickest way to ruin your whole entire life and everything you have. It's a foundation you have to have. And if you neglect it, you'll see it affect your mood, your productivity, your ability just to handle life's challenges. And you'll just have a harder time getting through the days later on if you don't start these habits early. So just make sure you do not neglect your health. Your 20s are a great time to start building healthy habits. The earlier you do it, the more it pays off in the long run. Don't wait until you're burnout or struggling physically to realize how important your health is. Because if you don't have a good body to do things in, then what do you have? You have nothing. Finally, not investing in your relationships. This can ruin you in your 20s. Your 20s are a time to build your network of friends, mentors, and support systems. You can't do it all alone. Think of life like a team-based game. Sure, you can do it, you can do it solo, but you're eventually going to need backup. You're going to need to have that network. And having a group of people who support you, give you advice, and challenge you is key. Your friends can help you make better decisions. Your mentors can help you teach you the ropes. And without a strong support system, you're playing a losing game. And I certainly can, you know, attribute a lot of my opportunities I've gotten to my mentors, job opportunities, just schooling in general, how to navigate life in this confusing time. I owe that all to my mentors that I have in my life, alums from my school, just different people in the profession that I want to pursue. They've all really made me into the man that I am today, and I can't thank them enough. So, relationships do take effort. And whether it's your family, friends, or just, your significant other, don't take them for granted. They won't always be there. And the connections you build in your 20s can really make the difference of the world. It can help you grow, it can push you forward, and it can keep you grounded when things get tough. So if you want to avoid ruining your 20s, start by taking responsibility, staying focused on your own journey, embracing failure, and take care of your health. And also make sure that you're building stronger relationships and putting effort into the people in your life. Your 20s don't have to be some chaotic mess, but to be honest, they're going to be. And if you play your cards right, I mean, you can have a great life if just by making sacrifices in this early time. So don't waste them and make them count. And please, if you agree, drop a like, subscribe if you want to hear more. And I will catch you guys in the next video. I appreciate it. Bye bye.